My new home base for the next 3 months this past winter was a little town called Waipara, located on the South Island of New Zealand in the North Canterbury region. I spent a beautiful 6 weeks traveling throughout the South, and now it was time to go back to work. This little family-owned company named Pegasus Bay is where I spent most of my time. I actually worked for this company before. Back in netting season is when I actually first got hired. I was hired on to help out for about 2 to 3 weeks, which was perfect for me. Make a little extra cash to continue traveling. Well, 2 weeks easily became a month, and all of a sudden it was harvest season. Harvest season was amazing. It was energetic, fast-paced, and a lot of work. Imagine working hard all year to get the grapes to this point, and so everyone's excited about the harvest, and I'm really happy to see all their hard work and what it has created. It's also important to get the grapes collected as soon as possible as the nets come off, so all the hard work doesn't turn into bird food. I love this season, even when I would get off work each day covered in sticky grapes from working the chute. But as fast as it started, it was over. In just a few weeks, all the grapes were picked. I loved working in the vineyard so much, I asked to come back for pruning season. So, here we are. I wanted to keep learning about what it takes to work on a vineyard because I never realized how much I love working outside. And when you find a good company to work for, it's easy to stick around. So this winter, I pruned. I figured if I can make it through pruning season, I can make it through any season on the vineyard. Everyone told me pruning season is tough, but if you're fast enough, you can make a few extra dollars, which was intriguing to me. So, to save up as much as I can for future travels, I decided to continue living in my van while working this past winter. Not gonna lie, some days were tough. Not physically, but mentally. Getting out of bed in the mornings was always the first challenge. Van life can be shown as glamorous and beautiful, which it is. I really love it.
Okay, so apparently I'm just gonna be late to work, because look! Come on! Calm down! Ay.
But there is nothing magical about really waiting to the very last second to pee, just because you don't want to risk letting in cold air into the van to put on cold clothes just to run to a very cold loop. Needless to say, the mornings were very frosty and wet. Of course, the weather is an obvious obstacle of working outside.
There's snow in the mountains behind Peg Bay. Look at this. Look at this. Pretty crazy.
But if the days got too bad, we were sent home and told not to even come in. On the toughest days that were so cold that not enough tea and layers could save me while sleeping in the van, some of my wonderful coworkers I became really good friends with opened up their homes and showers.
Yum.
Which, if you lived in a van, you know how wonderful the feeling of a hot shower can do to your soul. Another challenge for me, since everyone was working at their own pace, you do tend to work alone a lot. Making sure I had enough audiobooks and podcasts to listen to started getting slim, as well as my mental state. With nights starting at 5 p.m., after work I would spend a lot of time in the van, and I realized I was isolating myself. Normally I'm pretty good with being alone, but something about the winter really makes things feel a bit more difficult. Times like these is when I decided I would take a break for some hikes or a weekend adventure, just for a change of scenery. It was much needed, and I always felt recharged and ready to tackle pruning again. But even with the challenges, it was still beautiful. Not all the days were cold and wet. I woke up to incredible sunrises, beautiful views of the vineyard, and there's just something very special about the vines in the frost. Best of all, Cesti was allowed to start coming to work with me.
Hi. Good morning. I have some news for you, Doggo. You are coming to work today. That sound fun? So get ready. You're gonna be working, okay? I'll let you continue to rest. Okay, good night. Yes, good night.
Before, he would go to a sitter that took the best care of him and actually became part of their little family. But work did realize I was trying to save some money, and I offered him to come to work. He became pretty good at being a supervisor, moral support, and also becoming part of the vineyard pack. As big as the vineyard is, we have a small crew, but that just means we're one big family. And when there is a family, there is always a reason to celebrate. Engagements, birthdays, new family members, or simply because it's Friday.
Going on a little field trip for lunch today. Not normal, but it's exciting. Oh my gosh, my face is so dirty.
We took the time to relax as well as work hard, which is something I loved. Now, spring is finally here. Buds are opening and we managed to get the work done just in time. It has been a pleasure being part of the Pegasus Bay family, and I've learned so much and made many friends. Like always, it's hard to say goodbye, but I'm learning it's not a goodbye, it's a see you later.
I can't speak, so my little heart to show my appreciation and love to this community.
On to new adventures, and thank you Pegasus Bay for making vineyard work fun and being part of my travel family.